All right, so we just figured out how much of a house I can afford to buy. So we said that I could afford to spend a maximum of 265,000, or I could spend up to $1,800 a month. All right, so what I'm going to do now is go into the top right corner where it says buy. And I'm going to input this information. So remember where you had said you were going to live when you did your taxes? You still have to choose a house in that state. So if you had said that you lived in New York when you did your taxes, now you've got to say that you're going to look for a house in New York here. So I had said I was going to stay in Michigan. So I'm going to leave this as Royal Oak, Michigan, because that works for what I had already put. And then you're going to click where it says price, and you're going to put up to whatever that maximum price was. So remember, it said my maximum price was $265,000. So I'm going to click done. And then I'm going to click the search button. So there are two types of properties that you can buy. Okay, one is a regular house. The other is a little bit more complicated. It's called a condo. So especially for those of you that want to live in big cities, so Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, there are going to be a lot of apartments or a lot of condos. So let me pull an example of a condo up here for you. Here we go. So for condos, since you are living in a condo, you aren't expected to pay for or to do your own lawn. You aren't expected to shovel your own snow. So you pay what's called a homeowners association or an HOA to do those things for you. So if you look at this house, if I lived here, I wouldn't have to mow that bit of lawn. I wouldn't have to do the gardening on the side. I wouldn't have to shovel the sidewalks. But in exchange for the HOA doing those things for me, I have to pay what's called an HOA. So if you scroll down where this description is on the side to where it says facts and features, it says HOA and then it says $195 a month or $200. So that means on top of what you're paying for your mortgage, you're going to have to pay $200 a month to get those things done for you, and you have to pay it. So if you were looking to buy a condo, when we said we could spend $1,800 a month, my computer's being really slow. When we said we could afford to pay $1,800 a month as a payment, you have to take into account that $200 HOA fee. So really that means if I wanted to live in a condo, I could pay a maximum of $1,600 a month. But if you wanted to live in a regular house, you don't have to worry about an HOA fee. So let's say I really like what's a nice looking house? Let's say I really like this house on Normandy. So if you look at the picture when it loads, there will be arrows that appear that you can click through the pictures and actually see the inside. So we can take a look at this house. It's pretty dated. Looks like someone who was maybe a little older lived there. But let's say this is the house I want to buy, okay? So if you look, now it's not going to say under that facts and features that you have an HOA. So you could just go with this house. So the second step is just you finding your house. So I'm going to give you some time or take some time before you watch the next video to figure out what house you want. And then I'll show you how to figure out what your monthly payment is going to be. So I'm going to end this video here and you can just start looking for your house.